And good morning. Here we are. It's already Wednesday, which is hard to believe. The weeks, they just go. And we are ready today to start our third area. And if you've been here for this week of little mini cleaning projects, then you probably have the hang of it now and are ready to tackle some bedroom spaces. So, welcome. It's a little bit rainy here also. So rainy all over Virginia and Kansas. Okay. So today we are taking care of some bedroom spaces. Your checklist says a bedside table, but you can look around and see what kind of horizontal spaces do you have in your bedroom and which space needs 20 minutes of attention. We aren't going to be cleaning our whole room. We might not even finish one particular horizontal space, but we're going to spend 20 minutes making it better. Okay, so let's move to the slides. Your dresser. All right. We got the timer. We got the slides with the instructions. Okay. So, bedside table or dresser, or I'll show you one of the places that I picked. Oh, that's funny. In the little image there, it's having a hard time with my dots, so it looks like they're sparkles. Okay, so our plan of attack this whole week. On Monday, we cleaned our sink area. Then yesterday, we tackled an island of sanity. Today, we're going to tackle a spot in our bedroom that needs attention. Tomorrow, it'll be an entrance hot spot. And then finally on Friday, we'll wrap up with bathroom counters. So these are all significant areas of our home because, for one, they are easier to attack. They're easier to deal with because they are very clearly defined. And we tend to think of our cleaning spaces as spots that are like cleaning our whole room. You know, we tend to think of big boundaries for our projects like rooms. And these are small sections that we can actually tackle in a small amount of time. And each of these spaces also, I think, makes it possible for us to feel a little bit more on top of our lives, on top of our homes. They're in different parts of our homes, but they're in significant parts and they are significant areas. They're busy areas. They're places that are used a lot. So that means that they need a lot of attention. And so we don't need to find the secret solution that will mean that we don't have to clean them as often because we've cleaned them so well that they're not going to need to be cleaned again for a long time. It's more we're going to give them the attention that they need because of how high use they are. So the sink is used multiple times a day, and in making other things clean, it becomes dirty and needs to be cleaned too, but we don't really necessarily always think about it that way. So we cleaned the area around the sink, not so that it would stay that way, but so that it would be ready for use. And same with the Island of Sanity. It's a horizontal space that we can use to function better, to get things done, space to do things if that space is there. And the bedside table or dresser top, or you'll see in a minute my spot. I don't know about you, but bedrooms collect clutter. Especially when we are cleaning the public areas of our home. Sometimes the things get shoved into the bedroom, but then the bedroom is supposed to be this place where we rest. But we don't just rest in our bedrooms. We also hide our clutter. We move it from the public areas into our bedrooms, but we also get ready for the day in our bedrooms. And so that produces piles sometimes, like just we're getting ready, we're moving on, and we're not necessarily taking the time to put things away as we go. So it can get jumbled. But when there's clear space there, it actually makes it easier and faster to get things ready because we're not working through a jumble. So yes, like Paige says that her bedside table unjumbling will help her get ready faster in the morning, easier to find her daily jewelry and glasses. Yes. So I should have closed my door. So what you need to get started, there's not really that much cleaning this time, but you still might want a duster. And you definitely need that container for random stuff and a container, but I also can be your timer. I've got a timer right here, and we're going to get started by taking your before photos. Now, we're going to spend 20 minutes here together decluttering, cleaning horizontal space in our room. So you can choose one spot that needs a lot of attention, or you can choose a few spots. So take your before photos, and then I'm going to start the timer while I talk about the areas that I picked. So I did 3 areas this morning, and still it was under 20 minutes, which was surprising to me. I was like, okay, I can push and get this done in 20 minutes, but it was more like 15. I'm like, okay, there was really no excuse for not just buckling down and making progress, not letting this build up like this, So I'm going to start the timer here while you pick your places, get those photos, and get started. So, of course, the first thing that you're going to do in your areas is to throw away any garbage. So we're starting to clear your spots now that you have your before photo. Throw away garbage, start putting things away. So I cleaned my bedroom last week. It was one of my focus projects for the week. There were piles and an overflowing garbage can. I just needed to deal with our bedroom. So I did. So none of my spaces were out of control, but as you could see, there's still definitely some piles that needed to be addressed. So my desk had gotten a bit cluttered. The bedside table wasn't that bad, but I had cleared it and not dusted it. You can't really tell in the photo, but it is pretty dusty. And then I looked around and it's like, oh, actually it's not, I don't have a dresser in this rental tiny bedroom. There is no dresser. So I don't have a dresser top to clear. I was like, oh, you know what I have? I have a chair. Bedroom chairs are not for sitting. Bedroom chairs are for collecting piles of clothes, right? So these are the places that I picked to deal with today. Set my timer, start by throwing away garbage because that is a fast and easy thing to do. And then you find those things that are quick and easy to tidy up, to put in their right place. Not just to move, but to put in the right place. So, that meant taking my dishes off my desk and taking them to the kitchen, but not getting distracted in the kitchen, just setting them down and coming right back. That is the big thing when we are doing focused cleaning times, is to not be distracted by other things we could be doing. When we take things to put them away, sometimes then we start doing something else, like you take the dishes to the sink and then you start washing dishes, or you start dinner, or you do something there. But instead, we need to just put the things away and come back to our task at hand. And I think having a timer running really does help with that focus. It reminds us, it gives us a reason to put the other projects on hold, to not be distracted, to stick with one clear space, one clear defined space. So as we're whisking away the things that we need to, I had to take books and put them on the bookshelf. I like to lay out my clothes on my bed in, like, first I do fold and hang piles, but they're like in the form laid out so that it's quick and easy to stick a hanger in there. So it's like making neat piles first quickly, and then quickly going through and putting hangers on them, and then I could take them to the closet. That's kind of the way that I handle clothes piles. So it helped that my bed was already made. So, just taking one item at a time, but putting them in those piles rather than completely, like, picking up one thing, figuring out, oh, okay, I need a hanger, go get a hanger. There are faster ways to do the job. And for me anyway, I've found that just quickly taking each item and laying it out on the bed okay, hang this one, fold this one, and then I can go through and fold real quickly, and then I have the stack, and I can go put the folded things away, or quickly hang everything up, and then I have a stack to hang up. Okay. So then you want to gather the things that you don't know about, the things that you need to make decisions about, just the clutter junk that you probably moved into your bedroom because you didn't want to deal with it. And so it's piling up in your bedroom. Now is not the time to make decisions about it and deal with it. This is just a time for clearing our spaces that are going to be helpful to have clear. When these spaces are clear, we are able to do our daily things and handle life better because we have the space to do it. When we walk into our room, our workspaces, our bedside table spaces are available to us. So it's not that they have to be beautiful and their job is to look a certain way. Their job is to be available for use. So if your bedside table has no space, no safe space for a cup of water, because you're going to bed with a dry throat, or you have allergies or something like that, then what is that bedside table there for? Or if there are so many things on top of your Bible on the bedside table that you can't really get at it, let's fix that, right? There's these surfaces in our rooms do have a job. And sometimes we have a hard time with cleaning and with our attitude about our homes and our maintenance routines because we waffle between just using them for piles and not dealing with things. And then we just visually shut them off and we don't want to think about them. and we like do our best to just blindly walk by them without really thinking about it or seeing it. Or we tackle those areas and get them set up and say, okay, so I'm not done until I have made this dresser top, decorated. I'm done, or I need to clean this because this is supposed to be a decoration spot, a decor area of my bedroom. And maybe you have decor there, and that's fine. That can be for joy, but the space also has a function, a reason for being there. And when you know what that is, it can help. Some crashing coming from the kitchen. It's probably okay. Nothing against decor at all, but the spaces also have a function. And so, the bedside table, is there a spot where you can safely set down your water bottle? Can you get at the books that you want to be able to read in bed, or are they too covered over and it's too precarious of a pile? It's better to just pretend that none of it is there at all. If I come and sit down at my desk and there's no place to put my coffee cup, then we're in trouble. And it is a small desk. There's, a lot of tech stuff here, but there should be room to put a book in front of me, a room for my coffee, room for my planner, and dishes don't belong here. And it's not that it has to be beautiful or functional to stay sometimes. So I have the little tool and schedule for my daughter's appliance thing. She has an expander in her mouth. And so twice a week we have to move it. And it's like, you know what? That needs to stay visible. So it's right here because no one else is going to touch it there. It's safe. It's visible. But if other stuff is blocking the view of it, or there's other stuff on top of it, then that function is not there. It's not working. So the problem is actually, the other stuff that doesn't belong here. And even though this isn't like a permanent, beautiful thing, right now, that belongs there for a reason. There you go. Liz realized that she has a study book on her bedside table, but not a Bible. So she grabbed one to go with it. So that when you are thinking about the function and the purpose and why things are there, then that can help you recognize maybe you need to actually go find something and put it on your bedside table. Maybe there's something that ought to be there that isn't. It's not just clearing, it's also putting things there. So we're dealing with the stuff, and I know it can feel frustrating to put junk just in a container, but right now we're focusing on these spaces. And when we get used to having clear space, that will help us make better decisions, better choices with the stuff that we're about to set down in the future, because we're enjoying the clear space. We are using the functional space in the way that it is meant to be used. It's available for us. And so eventually we will think twice about cluttering it up. We do need to deal with the junk that's in that container at some point, but that's probably going to be another kind of session. Right now we're spending 20 minutes dealing with the space, the horizontal spaces, but maybe next week what you want to do is set a timer and spend 15 to 20 minutes each day just going through your containers and making decisions, and stop when the timer is over, rather than saying, okay, at some point I'm going to have to go deal with that container. That is a vague, non-specific, overwhelming task. But if you say, 3 times next week, I'm going to set a timer and spend 15 minutes making decisions about stuff in that container, then that's possible and doable. There's a light at the end of the tunnel with the timer, and when you're done. And that's a huge part of motivation, is actually being able to define when you're done and know when you're done. As you clear things out, okay, hold on. I'm going to add something here before you dust. Okay. So sometimes when we dust, we're tempted to just dust around the stuff that belongs there. So say that this was a real person's bedside table and not a stock photo. A perfect stock photo. So you have a lamp, the box of Kleenex, the book, and the glasses. Typically dusting for me would be like wiping around them. And that leaves kind of a layer of dust under them, in the crevices. There's dust that doesn't get cleaned up and then blows around and whatever. So the best and really the fastest, easiest, most thorough, it's all 3 of those. It really is faster. It might seem a little bit counterproductive at first, but just quickly take the lamp off, take the book, just put it all on your bed real quick, 10 seconds. Actually empty the spot and then wipe it down. It's faster to dust, and you get all of the surface entirely. So the best way to clean those horizontal surfaces is first to empty them, and then put the things back neatly, the way that you would like them, and maybe wipe them down as you put them back. I didn't even have to see your bookshelf, Courtney. I just know it's not just you, it's me. We all this is something we all do. And I started doing it myself. That's when I realized, like, oh, no, I know better. I started lifting, my lamp up, and I was, okay, I will be honest, on my desk, I did not totally empty my desk, because I was doing this at 8 a.m. And it's a little bit more tricky to move all of the plugged in monitor, all of that stuff, to get it set up again to be live in time. So, it is for a bedside table, or for like the space with the clothes, when it's empty, you could just wipe it down. But I did totally just lift things up and kind of move things around, and did not empty my desk. But that is the usual thing I do when I do clean my desk, which tends to be on like twice a month on Fridays. I'll move everything, and it's amazing what kind of gunk gets in and around things. So, but it really is actually faster and better when you have just like the bedside table stuff. Just put it on the floor real quick, wipe it down, put it back neatly. So you have 3 minutes left, and then you're going to take your after photos. These are my after photos. Like, look at that empty chair. You could actually sit in that chair. And there's room for my coffee without stacking it on books. They're at my desk. And the bedside table is dusted, and I put a little bit more order on with my little container of necklaces there, although I really need to figure out something better. It's not working very well, but I decided I had no time to deal with it right now. I'm just going to put it back. Yeah, it's a fake leather chair. It's a Costco chair. I'm a little bit surprised that it survived the move so well. Yeah, a jewelry box session. That would be good. At our previous house, before we moved, I had a hanger thing, one of those like wire grids with the S hooks on the wall. And so my necklaces and dangly earrings were on this grid thing on the wall, which was super helpful because the necklaces don't get bunched up. You can see everything and just grab it. And also easily, you just hook it. Like you could take it off and hook it on the hook. But we're not putting anything on the wall here at the rental. So yes, I would love to see your before and after photos. So as you take your before and after photos, pockets on one side of the hanging jewelry. That's great. So do take your after photo, because the after photo helps you recognize that you've done something. And that's, we often do not give ourselves that credit. We spend all of our time thinking about what we didn't do, what we would like to do next, what we want the space to look like, even though it doesn't. But taking that photo and looking at the before and then the after helps us to enjoy having the clean space. And that's what's going to make a longer term difference to our habits, is if we take the time to notice and enjoy having the space clean. So if you did take before and after photos, I would love to see them. You can send your before and after photos to support@simplifiedorganization.com. Those are also some of the most fun kind of pictures to post on social media. And that would be a great way to share this workshop with others, to just let them know that this is out there. These replays are going to be on YouTube, so you can also use them as timer sessions yourself again, or tell people they can find them on YouTube. And there is also a workbook to go along with it. There's an introduction. There you go. Your 20 minutes is up. Take that after photo, even if you're not done. And the step-by-step checklists for each day are in that checklist. And then also the daily building up of the maintenance habit in the workbook. So you get a checklist to go along with each session, but you also get a little bit more instruction along the way. And you can get that if you share this workshop. You can share the YouTube link. You can share the registration link. You can forward an email that you got. You can use any share buttons, the green button down here below. And then you can email support@simplifiedorganization.com, and my assistant will send you the free checklist. Yay, Rachel got her dresser and the baby's dresser cleaned off and dusted. That's awesome. All right. Way to go, everyone. So tomorrow's spot is going to be our entrance hotspot. And a hotspot just means it's like a clutter magnet. It's the kind of place where everyone just automatically puts their things down. And And so it is the kind of thing that just needs regular attention. Well, I'm glad you were able to join live, Courtney. It was good to see you. And yeah, I've also seen people use the replays like over again. So that is fun and lets me know that this kind of co-working idea is a useful one. So we can maybe do some more of those. Lori managed to do her bedside table and dresser. Thank you, Susan. I had fun too. Yeah. So next time is our entrance hotspot. And also, don't forget to just spend a minute or two at each of the previous spots. Your sink, the Island of Sanity, and just do a 1 or 2 minute maintenance bit of attention. It's not about getting it to a certain level to, cleaning it until it's clean all the time, but just giving it a daily bit of attention. That's maintenance. All right. Jennifer's night table is cleared. And yes, the community aspect is fun. Just knowing that we aren't the only ones, and to see people's comments on the side, saying, oh, like, like Courtney, I was totally dusting around the stuff. This is not particular to any one of us. This is why we need one another and need the pep talks and need to just keep at it. Awesome. All right. See you all later.